What are you doing?
Yeah.
Where are you at?
I'm on my way to Florida right now.
Oh, what are you gonna do there?
Chill. Have
Chill.
some fun, relax. Yeah, take some pictures, record some footage and stuff like that, get some good content. Just chillax. Bro, I ain't been on vacation, bro, just on some fun facts. So, like, I haven't been on vacation since my senior year of high school that's 2014. So it's just a little getaway.
Dang, and is it also are you gonna be shooting stuff for your new project then, as well? You thinking
Probably,
about that?
I don't know. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna use it for anything on my project, but if it like, I'm just really going out here to just capture whatever I captured, and then when I get back, I'll just figure out how to use it.
I gotcha. How far away are you from Florida right now?
I was probably like an hour and 45 minutes, close to 2. Yeah, hour and 45 minutes.
So that's not too bad.
2 hours. Yeah, it ain't too bad.
That's what's
it ain't
up.
too bad.
Mm-hmm. And then I just want to talk about. Well, honestly, let's just kick it off. Let's just start off with your new project, new EP, Lost in Atlanta, right? That's still the name,
Yeah.
right? I just want to start out from the first song, Alona Atlanta. It seems like you're in a whole new mental space right now, especially with the music you're putting out and the music you're putting out on SoundCloud. How has that move to Atlanta been for you?
Man, it was a smooth but also like bumpy transition because like I moved around like August. I moved in August amidst like the whole COVID thing still going on last year. So like it was still like the world was changing, but also my life was changing at the same time. So it was like two big changes. It wasn't even just me adjusting and moving. It was just like trying to deal with COVID and get settled. But it actually ended up being kind of smooth for me. Like once I actually got my apartment and got settled, like everything cool now. Like my spot, like the spot for my friends to come over and chill and be creative. And right now I'm just like just exploring and finding myself in Atlanta. Cause I had a friend came over and he saw like the title on my board in my room. He asked me what it meant to me, and it was just like it's just me really, like I said, just me growing up and like allowing myself to be free and explore myself while I'm here in Atlanta. Because it's not like I'm really lost. It's just like allowing myself to find out more stuff about myself, and get into more things like that I wasn't able to get into while I was in the Range, because the Range is a small city and ain't really a lot going on. So like with Atlanta, I just get to explore a whole lot more and just get lost in the city, man, and really just explore. Yeah.
How's the city been treating you? What do you like about Atlanta that you didn't experience in your hometown? There's a lot.
Yeah, I think I like just the resources. It's unlimited, bro. Like the resources is like the things you can do is just very unlimited. Great food, so many more like places to eat versus the Range. People, so many new people, so many things to just get into. Like even like on my Instagram when I put like a little lost tape of that Lost in Atlanta tape with dirt bikes and things like that. Like that was just something like my homeboy that I'm swimming out now going to Florida with. Like that was just something he just asked me that I want to go to, and I was just like cool. So and like capturing just elements of Atlanta that people don't get to see. Like so, and really just my favorite part for sure, I think, is being close to Guitar Center because I go there a lot. So like equipment, things like that, that's definitely probably my favorite thing. Going to Guitar Center because it's like 30 seconds down the street from me. Do
they know you pretty well then over there at Guitar Center now?
They're starting to learn me, like, because when I first went in, I told them that I was like, yeah, I said, you're going to recognize me as I keep coming in because this is going to be my favorite store. I get to come in a lot. And one of the guys know me as the guy who wears shorts because like when it was like going through this cold period around like January, like I still was wearing shorts outside. I was the only person being random and weird, but I came in. He was like, "You're the first person I seen wear shorts." While the weather's still like this, he says, "You're the short guy now. Like you the first. You won the contest. I guess they had something going on at work, but yeah, that's they love me. I just bought me a DJ board recently, so like they be teaching me about so much stuff when I go in there. They be like, that's my favorite thing. Like they get to teach me about these equipments and tell me about little things I wouldn't know and little things to go to that I didn't know about when I go in there. So it's real cool.
And have you reached out to like more artists and even radio DJs out there? Have you gotten to connect with them?
now I have went to like some mixers and where it's just like, you know, music mixers, producers and artists and managers and label A&Rs and things like that. I've been to stuff like that. But with this whole Lost in Atlanta thing, is like I said, it's about me just also exploring within my, you know, within my depths of things and doing things my way. Because I really like to do things my way. I don't really like to try to force anything. I like things organically. Like even with doing things like doing this with you, like I really enjoy doing this because I really appreciate what you reaching out to me and we, you know, building our bond. So my main thing that I really be doing is just like figuring out how can I make a lane for myself in Atlanta and like do something where like, okay, like man, nobody's doing this way and nobody did it that way, but you still came here in this, you know, this mecca of talent and mecca of resources and people and just you still did something, you know, your way. You still stay true to yourself even though you came to this city to explore and also be exposed to new things. Like so, but yeah, I don't really reach out to any art. I have met a few artists and things like that. I've ran into a lot of them because it's Atlanta, but I still kind of stay in my own lane and really what I try to do more so is just like the friends and family that I got around me that really explore into like creative things, and that's what I really try to do. So I try to get into more like the stuff I like and then involving people I already know and just building something in foundation with them, because I think it's important to build a foundation before you try to reach out to somebody to give you a handout. Like I'm building something that I have that I like. No matter what happens, I have this foundation that I built on my own. Nobody can take this away from me. So
Show that. And then I want to talk so Alona Atlanta, that's the intro. It really, like, I think what you like to focus on, what I've noticed, is that you really like to focus on that big moment, that intro that sucks you into the project, right? Yeah. And then we get into Keisha. And now I've noticed that a lot of people, when they make songs about Keisha, she's a little problematic. So what's the, like, I don't know, but what's the story behind that? Is there somebody there you were with, relationships? What's going on?
Keisha was about, the song was actually originally called Keeping Promises. As you can hear me say that in like the, you know, the open line, like she keeping promises. But like, yeah, like it was about this girl who just like basically like I rekindled something with, and like I said on the first line, she was keeping a promise, you know, that she had made. Yeah. But as like time went on, because as I made the rest of the song, the actual song is not just simply about her. It's really about like kind of all my exes and women that I've kind of dealt with, and kind of just mashing them into one person and just naming her Keisha. But the girl that I was actually referring to, that I started the song off about, like her name started with a K. But I just decided to like change it to Keisha. That's like why. But yeah,
has she heard this song?
Situation. Huh?
Has she heard this song?
Nah, she hasn't heard it yet. Okay. I don't know. I don't think she's gonna know it's about her, even when she hears it though. Like unless I tell her.
Yeah. I see. And then you say you're growing into more of yourself in Atlanta, and even with that, you know, putting yourself in this new situation or even moving is a whole new thing that you have to get your mind and body accustomed to. And you touch upon that on Issue. Have you been has there been a lot of stress as well with all the all the good stuff? Has there been a lot of stress trying to get accustomed and getting moved in and all that?
It was like, because you know, like my process when I put out these projects, they're usually me just telling. They're usually songs that I've made over like, you know, probably anywhere from like a 5 to 6 to 7, 8 month period. So it's just really kind of giving you my life story over that time period. So by the time you hear it, usually I've been past that part of my life. But Issues was about me just having a breakdown moment in December, bro. Like right before the new year came in, and just, you know, it was really weighing on me. Life was kind of just weighing on me. But my mom, like that really happened. Like my mom just texted me like videos to really just, you know, get myself in a great mental space. And it's not because she thought something was going on or she knew anything was going on. It's just, you know, she just knew it was like healthy to send your kid something positive to keep their mind on, keep looking at things like that. Because she doesn't really know like the issue. Nobody that I talk about in the song knows that I have these issues, but it's just me internally dealing with it and then putting it in the music. But yeah, it was like at some point I was like, you know, going through some things of just trying to, you know, figure out, you know, what my next move was, and also just figure out what I wanted out of life, and just giving myself in a good, healthy mental state. But yeah, I love Issues just because like it all happened like within that song, all the things that I talk about in that song that happened between my grandmother and my dad and my mom, all that happened within like a week span, like back to back to back. Like, you know, me just chilling with my dad and him, you know, having a conversation with me and just letting me know, like, just really, he was just telling me his personal actual issues in his life and just letting me know from like a son's standpoint, looking at a father figure, that like, you're human. Yeah. You know, the things you go through are going to strike emotions with you, whether they're happy, sad, or whatever. And it's okay to feel happy. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to feel angry. It's okay to feel emotions. And then like with my grandmother, that little thing is just also her telling me like, you know, she's getting older and, you know, I'm her oldest grandson. So it's just like, she wants to see her grandkids and more grandkids. She wants to see all, you know, the kids that we have as we grow older. And it's just like me trying to, you know, slow down that process because I want to, you know, get my life figured out and achieve dreams. But my grandmother is getting older and, you know, so she wants to see her kids, like, you know, have kids and things like that. And I was just like, damn, that was the issue too, like that. So like me just really, you know, all these little things. But yeah, life was just like, you know, taking its toll on me at December. But, you know, I just hit reset, bro. Like that moment when I hit reset, it's just like everything changed, you know, like, you know, life has been really on an uphill climb ever since then. But yeah, Issues is a great song for me because that was like, it's like once I got all that out, bro, it's just like, it was like therapy, bro. It's like a whole weight was lifted off me. I just felt so good that day, like just, and I was playing it for everybody. And I was just like, man, this is one of them ones, man. This is one of the ones where like, it sounds good, of course, but it's just a substance that you have to keep listening to, you know, to catch on and be like, or give you something to just relate to and just realize you're not alone. But then even though your issues might not be like mine, it's just like, you got something to listen to let you know that like, no matter what, like, everything's going to be okay. You know, everybody has issues and there's nothing wrong with like having it because that's life. It's ups and downs with life. Like life is not supposed to be this linear straight line. It's a roller coaster and that's what makes it exciting. But it's all about how you handle your issues. And that's the important part, like how you react to the things that are at hand. And that's when once I've learned how to master that and not let things bother me as much and not let, little things get to me. That's when life became really much better because it was just like I was just dodging them. It's just like you're dodging everything, all your problems, and it's just like you handle them so easy, and it's just like it doesn't build on you no more and weigh on you the same way it used to. But yeah.
And then how do you do you meditate or do you find other things to help you deal with those things and be real with yourself? Or is it the music that also helps out as part of your meditation?
Music, I don't meditate consistently. I should, but I don't do it consistently. But I have meditated in the past. I do it on and off. I want to get into yoga. I had somebody just because I always like that. I think I'm about to join like a cycling class. But just being creative, bro. Just doing things that I like to do is what helps me. Like helps me just like meditate. I feel like meditation is just not necessarily simply always just sitting still and letting your mind just try to be quiet. That's not what I think meditation all is. But meditation is just relieving any any bad or any bad energy inside of you, and then trading it with good energy. And yeah, music, creative, like do anything creative, taking pictures, and I do photography. Smoking weed helps a whole lot. Yeah, smoking weed helps a whole lot. I'm not gonna lie to you. Weed keeps me so like, and that's why like I don't know if you can tell, like I don't know if like the listeners will be able to tell, but the music has a different sound and tone and feel to it a little bit. I was gonna do that regardless because of I like to try to elevate and revamp my music and always give you something new and refreshing. But the weed just added something different to it. Like Keeping Promises, I made that song when I was just high out my mind. Issues, I woke up that morning and still was high and made that song. Alone in Atlanta, I was high when I made. Bro, like I want to go back to Atlanta because I just want to tell you something real quick. I know you're gonna enjoy this part.
No,
Alone in Atlanta, bro. Cause like you said with the intros, bro, like I really try to, I try to set the tone. So when you listen, it's just like, man, setting the tone is really important for me. But with Alone in Atlanta, that wasn't originally the song name. And that song was gonna end up being a throwaway song. Because like I made the song to a beat on YouTube, just trying to get some exercise in. I practice by using other people's beats. That's how I practice, get my exercise in. Go on YouTube and just find a random beat, just write to it. And I found a beat that I like. Wrote the song too. I was like, man, that was tight. I'm gonna throw it on SoundCloud. Cool to get because I ain't put out the music in a while. So I'm gonna put it on SoundCloud. I was going to pick up some weed for my weed man, and he, telling me how he did music and all of this. I'm like, cool, man. Let me check you out and all of that. So he sent me stuff and all of that. I get on his Instagram and I'm just scrolling down, and like, you know, probably like a week before, he had put a video of him freestyle to a beat, and it was the same exact beat I did the song to. And I was like, well, I can't put it out now because he's gonna think I'm just like, because he didn't know I did music. So I was like, I don't want to make it seem like I just saw him doing the freestyle and then stole the beat and then made a song out of it. So I was like, I ain't gonna put it out. So a week goes by, and I'm like, man, let me just listen to that song because it's hard. I still like it. I can go listen to it. And I was just like, you know what? This song is too hard for me not to use. So I stripped the whole beat, bro. The whole beat. I just did it like a few days ago. Wow. I stripped the whole beat, and I just played the piano keys, and I was like, I'm gonna leave it just like this, because it was like this is it right here. It made me feel like when I was listening to, you know, Dreams and Nightmares, or, you know, Meek Mill, even though that's rap, it's just like, man, it's a build. It's like a build. It's like really setting a tone for the project, and it's just like, I felt like I made an R&B Dreams and Nightmares, even though I have a drop in it. But it was just like, man, it really sets the tone for like me being in Atlanta, like, and what, like, you know, that the R&B side of it, because I tried to balance R&B and rap as well as I could on this project, where like it smoothly transitions from R&B, and then by the time you get to the last song, it's like melodic rap, like, you know, because I really wanted to, with Self Everything, I made like a, you know, really a hip hop project. I wanted to. And I'm usually making R&B music, but I was like, I want to blend it so people can understand it. Like, I really love both of them, you know? I really love both of them. So I want to be able to always give you guys, like, both of them. But, yeah, that was that little story with Alona Atlanta. It almost was on the project. It almost, like, it was never meant to be the intro. It was just, like, I was listening to it one day, smoking, and I was just like, nah, I got to use this, bro. Like, because I didn't waste a bar. I felt like I just aligned. I felt like I really expressed myself throughout that whole song and really just laid it out on the line. Like, so, yeah.
Yeah, I was, when you say it was gonna be a throwaway, I'm thinking how, you know, but you know, that process, that process of you having to like go back and then strip it down and then remake it like a different way. That's tight. It came out really well. In my opinion, I think it came out really well. And then you talk about other influences as well. I feel like on Hot Boy, I like with the drum patterns and stuff, it kind of reminds me of like 2000s like music, like when the South was really taking over in the 2000s. It really reminds me of that stuff. Did that play into that? Were you listening to a lot of that stuff, or what have you been listening to lately?
I haven't been listening. I actually, you know what? I haven't been listening to as much music, but I have been watching a lot of documentaries about like older. That's the oldest song on the project too. I'm gonna give you the background with that, but I just been watching a lot of documentaries, bro. Like just on a lot of how these artists came up, and you know, the Manny Fresh, and then you know with the Goody Mobs and Biggie, and you know, I mean all these guys. Not even just them, Master P, and you know, looking at the Screw Tape like on Screw Tape on Netflix, that little hip hop evolution show, and just really seeing how these guys came up and how they really made an impact and how they created their sound, and like that really hit me a lot. So it's just like, man, that's what really made me be even more prideful to be like, no, I'm just gonna do things my way, because that's how they make names for themselves. Like they did things exactly their way, and they stood out because they did something that was different. But with Hot Boy, that song, I was in Atlanta. I made that song the night Fabio got shot in Atlanta, bro. Like I was right over there. I was right. Like I have a friend. She stays like right by that area, and I was going to her house to chill and work on music and just chill with her. And by the time we got to the music part of the night, I was high as crap, and that was my first time being any song high, because I really just started smoking last year. And that's what just came out, man. I don't know. That's just what came out that night. That's how I felt. It was just like, man, I can't wait to be on and just be able to, tell my family that, like, this is it. This is it. And like now I have something to work with to be able to really start creating this, this wealth, and start creating all this, this foundation that I always talk about. Like I know I've already started, but like really getting to that point where like we're at the level now where you're really in the game now. So that's where that song came from, man. I'm just gonna take these next few months, I don't know how long, just really focus on pushing Lost in Atlanta, because I know like it's really great music. It's really a great introduction. With Self Everything, I still feel like it's a masterpiece, but I always want to have a project where I feel like people got a little bit of everything in a very like nice, constructive way, where it's just like I said, with the balance. It's balance on here. It's not. I don't feel like I just put too much R&B or put too much rap. I feel like I give you a balance to let you know I do everything. I do a lot of things. So as it comes to the future, like you'll know that, like, okay, he's one of those artists that just, he's a hybrid artist. He's a songwriter for Ed Sheeran. I want to songwrite for pop artists and R&B artists and rappers. I want to start it off with that. Like it never was just like R&B or just rap. Like I grew up listening to Justin Bieber, watching Bruno Mars on MTV, along with watching also rap artists and things like that. So like that's why it blends. When you hear my music, it sounds like it just has this very universal, general feel to me. Like anybody, I want to push this a whole lot more because I don't really push my music like that. Like I just want to give y'all great music. Whoever hears it is. That's why I was set for the longest. Like it wasn't about getting on. It was about building a foundation of people who really fuck what I got going on. So I know that okay, I'm on the right path and I'm doing something correctly. Like it wasn't about just getting on. So far, it's like okay, it's the music I'm making, and the way that I'm putting it out, and the way I'm doing it is that connecting with people. And over these past 2 years or so, like I've learned that it is. So now it's just trying to take it to like the bigger stage. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. And let's see here. And then lastly, I want to just touch upon Skating on Ice. That song kind of is what I got out of it is your what you want to do now, the work that you're putting in now is you want to give back to the people that have been there for you, your family, that have been helping you out while you've been doing this. Do you want to talk about that a little more? Like what inspired you to make Skating on Ice?
Skating on Ice. I just remember hearing, because I actually didn't like the loop and the piano, like the piano piece on that. I didn't make that part. I mean, I made the whole beat, but I didn't make the actual piano riff you hear and everything. It was from like this loop pack I got, and I just remember hearing it, and I was just like, "Good God!" Like it just hit me, bro. And that's how I make music. Like I'm not one of those artists who just go in who be at this or sit down every day and try to make 5 songs every day, or 3 to 4 songs every day, or make a song every day. I have to feel something. And just that day, it's just like, I don't know, bro. Because like even the way that it's structured, bro, like when you listen to that song, there's so many different little pieces in there that I know people won't get, that I just be on some stuff, crazy stuff within my head. Mm-hmm. But with that song, it really just flowed out, bro. Like it wasn't even like no thought process behind that song. Like so everything you hear in there is just me just saying what came to my head and how I felt at that exact moment. That's why I really like to make music, because like I feel like it's very transparent when I just say whatever comes to my head and how I feel. Like, and I think that day I was just feeling like, man, I just can't wait to be able to on the Hot Boy Part 2, just be able to see my family doing things. Like my grandma's about to retire this year, like she's about to retire this summer. And like my dream, one of my dreams is not to go get a Grammy. My dream is to see my grandmother traveling from country to country like she wants to do. And like she don't have to worry about her bills, she don't have to worry about things being paid for. Like I want to take care of all of that, so make sure my grandmother can live this last, part of her life, however long it may be, like, enjoying it, because I really value my family and the friends and the people I have around me. So yeah, like that's really big for me. Like that's why I be trying to get people to understand, like when they be talking to me about like getting on and blowing up and things like that. It's just like, bro, I don't do it for like the fame and the accolades, and that's like those are plus for me. Like of course I do want those things because they appreciation for my work, my hard work shows off. I get to have those things, but for me it's just about really bringing it back around and seeing my family just being in a great place, because I didn't really come from a lot. I really did it. So just being able to see my family have all the things that we didn't used to have, to me, is what I do all this for. So yeah, skating on ice is just me just saying like I'm here to stay. And I'm gonna make sure when I come here, I'm gonna leave my imprint. And I know like I ain't going nowhere. That's what skating on ice is. Like it's just letting you know who I am, and just letting you know I'm not going nowhere. I'm making sure I leave an imprint on this thing called music.
Any last words? Any shouts out you want to do before we end off right here?
First, definitely shouts out to you, just because just doing this with me and everything like that. I always appreciate you even linking up with me to do this on the Zoom and all that. Like, bro, I've only used Zoom twice, and that's this time and the last time we actually did the interview. That's why I was like, I didn't know how to do like the host thing. I actually.
Oh no, you're good. Zoom, I got it.
But yeah, like I definitely want to shout out to you first. Just like I always want to give appreciation to you, just for even because like if it wasn't for you, I don't know this relationship would have started, because I didn't like you found me on YouTube, and I'm just happy to reach out, because like everybody don't do that. Like some people find your music and they just live with it, or they just they just watch you behind the scenes. So I'm just happy that you reached out. Definitely just thank God for my life being alive. Just got a shout out to the big man upstairs. Shout out to my friends and family and listeners, everybody who supports my music and anything that I do. I just appreciate you guys. Shouts out to my guy Nigel. Nigel's here with me. We going out in Florida.
Hey, what's up?
Shouts out to Nigel. Just shouts out to anybody who supports me, man. Because I really don't take none of that for granted. I appreciate everybody who supports me. Because like I said, I don't push my music on anybody. I barely tell people I do music, bro. Crazy as it sounds, like people have to find out through other people. Just because it's something I really love to do. As for me, like I love to do it for me, and then once I realize it's good enough to put out, I'll put it out. Like that's just how I look at music. But shouts out to everybody support me. Shouts out to you for sure. And shouts out to my family, my friends, all my loved ones. So, we're going up with it, man. We're going up with it.
Sure. Well, thank you, man. Thank you for the time, and thank you that you keep going out and you keep showing people like your style, who you are, and that's dope. Totally all dope. So I'll see you on the next one, and
you gotta come out to Atlanta, man.
I do need to go. I really do.
Get lost in Atlanta, man. We could do a Lost in Atlanta virtual edition, man.
I might get hella lost, I might get too lost. I might not make it back.
I'm gonna make sure you have a good time for sure, but just because it's so much here to do, there's so much to explore. I can't wait to come out there too, but definitely you come out to us this way. I'm gonna make sure like everything's good, everything's set up, and we just really get to enjoy ourselves. And really, you get to really explore what it's like to be in Atlanta. Because I've been even though I moved to Atlanta, but, last year, that wasn't my first time moving and living in Atlanta. I lived in Atlanta when I went to school at Georgia State. And I was always going to be every weekend as a kid, so because it's only an hour, 45 minutes to an hour away, really. So when you come out here, though, we definitely have a good time, though.
Hey, man, maybe later this year, I'm gonna get vaccinated. I'm gonna get my first dose in April, and hopefully get it wrapped up in the same month. And I don't know, maybe later this year, maybe we can set something up and check out
link, man. We definitely gonna link. I said we definitely gonna link up though, man. I'm coming out towards that way, like not pretty soon, because I'm supposed to be going to Colorado. Just on another trip, just on a getaway. I'm coming out towards that way soon, anyway.
That'd be dope. Yeah, that'd be hella dope. All right, then. We'll catch you later. Can't wait for the visuals and the whole rollout. And we'll be talking soon.
Yeah, appreciate you, man.
Right, then. Peace.
Be safe out there.